What up, GLYFE Nation? Welcome to the review of the new Ryu ga Gotoku studio title, Like a Dragon, Ishin. They team up with Sega once again to bring us an epic historical Japanese tale that takes place in Kyoto, Japan in the 1860s. Like a Dragon, Ishin is a spin-off of the former Yakuza series developed in the Unreal 4 engine. Join a star-studded cast that features Yakuza celebrities from former titles to save Japan from itself and the British. I just want to start off by saying the only other Ryu ga Gotoku studio game I have ever played was Yakuza Like a Dragon. In all honesty, I didn't even finish it because the vibes just weren't there for me. Not the case for this title. It took 29 hours to fully clear the story mode on hard with only 13% total completion at level 42. I want to give mad props to the production crew. Over 30 voice actors and who knows how many countless hours to make this story feel so alive. Ryu ga Gotoku Studio did such a great job in bringing the city of Kyoto to life graphically. Models and textures built into the scenery really made you just want to chill out and drink some sake at a local bar. It's a fair-sized map, and although there were a few places where the developers slacked off on textures, they were few and far between. The ambiance was on point, and the map itself was not too big, making it feel empty. Even though the graphics themselves were not the best I've seen in this current generation, it was the combination from all sides of production that made Kyoto so immersive. In version 1.0, which is what we played through, there were some issues with the display settings. When using our 3840 by 1600 display resolution, the game added a graphic placeholder around the edges. We also encountered the same issue when resizing down to 2560 by 1600, but it was only a small strip at the top and the bottom. I must admit, I was a little bit disappointed not being able to play this game in full true ultrawide. We also did encounter some UI elements out of place when playing in 3840 by 1600, but dropping it down to 2560 by 1600 fixed these UI issues. I want to take a step back and talk about the lifestyle portion of the gameplay. I'm going to estimate this game would take about 90 hours to even come close to a 100% completion. Aside from the main story, there are over 60 sub-stories and 14 minigames like karaoke, gambling, and dancing. This doesn't even include other activities like reputation grinding, cooking, crafting, farming, fishing, weapon training missions, and more. There is even an entirely separate currency system called Virtue, which allows you to upgrade these non-combat systems. I did think there was too many unavoidable street battles. I understand you need the experience, but they really slow you down. Just add more options to avoid them when you're working on something else. I was a little bit disappointed with the combat at first. It felt like just another one-button combo beat 'em up, but that was just at first. The game features 4 skill trees that include Brawler, a hand-to-hand combat style, Swordsman, which wields a katana blade, Gunman, which uses various handguns, and Wild Dancer, which is a combination of handgun and katana blade. Both Swordsman and Wild Dancer have a special weapon tree that allow you to wield either a spear or an odachi. These skill trees add talents that give you options to add variety to your cinematic style moves. It's these options that take combat way beyond your normal one-button combo beat-em-up style. Keep in mind that some of the orbs in the skill trees are quest gated, so you will need to search out the sub-stories to unlock them. Once you progress far enough into the story, you will unlock an even deeper level of combat. The trooper system is essentially a card collection game. Each card represents a trooper that can be earned by defeating enemies, then leveled up to increase its stats. Each of your 4 main weapons can be equipped with up to 4 cards that provide different buffs, combat abilities, or even healing. There are so many options to create different playstyles that can be swapped on the fly for different encounters. Once again, it does take some grinding to get all these systems working as intended, but it's super worth it. At the time of our story completion, I only had 1 2/3 of the 4 trees completed, but the combat was starting to get super juicy and very dynamic. I must admit, pausing to heal in combat felt super janky. I'm not sure why they just don't let you hotkey a healing item. It would also be nice if food items gave you an idea of how much health they restore when you buy them. And at times, it did feel a bit like I was in a walking simulator. There is no fast travel system in this game. There were also a few one-shot mechanics that really felt out of place, but it's possible they were bugs and could be fixed in upcoming patches. This game is packed with content from wall to wall, and honestly, this is some of the best storytelling I have ever witnessed. There is no doubt in my mind that you'll get your $59.99's worth and then some.